Number 5, Luthier.
Talk about a game that went all in on theme. Your goal, earn the most prestige. This is during the classical era of music, and you earn prestige by making new instruments and giving them to patrons. Your sponsors start off by giving you gifts, but the more gifts they give you, the less patient they become. And if this cube hits the final spot on their patience track, they're gonna lose their patience, leave, and then you lose prestige. I love that right away. This game puts you in a balancing act where like, yeah, it's cool, I get exactly what I want right now, but if I can't handle my workload, if I get too many sponsors, and I can't give them what they want in time, I lose rep. After these bonuses, it's time for us to start planning. We start off with these chips 1, 3, and 5. 5 being the strongest, 1 being the weakest. You spend most of this game taking these chips and placing them on different spots on the board. After everyone's done placing their chips, each person picks one spot to activate. Then you take that stack of chips and you line it up here on this activation board. I love what Luthier does with play interaction because knowing what other people need starts to matter. And then you start paying attention to what other people have. The next question is, what happens at all of these places where we're putting our chips? When you go to the salon, this is how you get more patrons. These are the people that are giving you gifts with every turn. But what makes this game more fun is that the stronger the chip you place there, the more you get rewarded for it. On top of gaining a patron, I also get to move the patience marker on one patron back. This buys me more time and more rewards. Each patron will tell you what kind of instrument they want, or performances they want to see, or instruments that they want to get repaired. Where can you get more instruments? Here, in the guild. And where can you fix up instruments? Here, in repair. And performing music? Here. But just like a real performance is risky, so here, we roll dice. Oh no, Tim, you're telling me there's dice in a Euro game? It's gonna be okay, because you can mitigate dice with these inspiration tokens. And the higher you roll, the more rewards that you get. The last spot is the balcony. Here's how you keep everyone on their toes by scoring points first on these public goals. You're doing all of this to ultimately complete a patron who will then give you a lifelong ability and of course, prestige. Game is over after 6 rounds. Luthier is in my top 5 because the theme in this game is so strong and it makes your actions feel that much more connected. I love reaping in resources from patrons and also kind of messing around with other players to see who can compete for those goals first. I also love that a Euro game like this invites banter because you get to play around people to see which location you're going to activate, and everything that you do, whether you repair instruments or make instruments or do performances, those actions lead towards the orchestra, which is this really cool endgame system where the quality and the quantity of components that you make there and put there matters. Look, Luthier is a heavy game. There's a lot of rules overhead, there's a lot of layers to it to learn this game, but I love that every system feels connected. I love this game because you are rewarded for knowing what to prioritize and when to make big choices. Add on the musical dice tower, the baton, the guitar tray, top-notch game for me. Once Bonds introduced us to this tiny little game, I was instantly hooked. Your goal is to hit 30 fame as fast as possible by hiring more famous cartoon actors. All you do is flip a 2x3 grid on your turn and trigger their effects one by one as soon as you flip over a cartoon character. After you flip over your grid, you count up all your fame, and that's how much money that you pretty much have in order for you to buy more tunes from the market. On your turn, you either hire a brand new tune or dismiss a tune that you already have. It's so entertaining and clever because then you're like, oh, I hope I get this card that gives me more fame. Boom, you draw it. I just got a bear. It's gonna give me 5 extra fame on my turn. So now I can use that extra money to buy stronger cards from the market. And that simple yet very addicting gameplay makes it for a really fun experience. I mean, bottom line, if you're looking for something that is light, fun, addicting, something very family friendly, and that's gonna be a great opener for game night, Flip Tunes will be a solid choice. 2 heavy Euros on a top 5 list? I know. And I know what you're wondering. Tim, why did you rank Sweetlands higher than Luthier with them both being heavy Euros? Well, the thing is, I found myself playing Sweetlands more because I love the fantastical engine that actually rewards you with more satisfying combos. Hands down, Luthier is an amazing game. It's classy, it's refined, the checks and balances system works for a game that is themed around classical music. But Sweetlands is really cool because I love how fantastical, how imaginative, how creative it is. It feels like a breath of fresh air in the Euro genre. I will say though, having no insert absolutely destroys my soul. In Sweetlands, King Sugar Syrup is looking for an heir. And guess what? It's gotta be you, the one with the most magnificent empire. There are 4 phases in this game. In the start phase, you just move your round marker forward and later unlock more actions. So there's a new detail for you to look forward to each round. Then you move to phase 2, the income phase, which is so rewarding by the end of the game when your engine just gets fully stacked. In phase 2, you collect resources from different places, where you put your round marker, your unique character ability if you have one. And by the way, there are 14 unique characters. These characters could have income abilities, and then you get all the resources from your income tracks and then draw 5 cards. Now on your turn, you can do 1 out of 4 things. First up, you can take these action discs and then place one on any one of these spots on this resource board. It's basically going to give you some kind of resource or trade in for another kind. The second thing you can do is play a card from your hand. And these cards will give you resources or increase your income track. Now what's really fun about this game is that at the time that you play a card, you can spend 1 gem and then you can automate this card. What that means is that this card now powers up other cards, it makes other cards cheaper, it increases your resources, it basically just gets your engine going. The third thing you can do is flip over these action tiles, which will give you the effect listed. So these all have unique abilities, like this one for instance, allows you to build a bridge and get a new tile, which ultimately expands your empire. So I can get a new tile, place a bridge here, and then that is going to flip over the tile that I just placed, and now I get to increase my income. The last thing you can do on your turn is pass. So passing is actually a big deal in this game because if you pass at the right time, this is how you trigger character abilities, this is how you generate more resources for your city, it's also how you expand your city sometimes for different characters, so it's a big deal. If you like games that have chain reactions, ones where you are building a really big city, then you are going to love Sweetlands. I wouldn't choose to play most flip and right / roll and right type games. Tend is the first ever flip and right game that has ever made my top 5 lists because it has completely broken that mold for me. Okay, in Tend, your goal is to build the best homestead, and you do so by pretty much min-maxing a bunch of different resource generators. On your turn, everyone's gonna pick 2 things to do from the face-up actions. Right away, especially if you're looking to introduce a brand new mechanic to new gamers, immediately hooked because I'm like, okay, let me go chop some wood. Oh yeah, sure, let me casually get this gold coin and start scratching off an actual scratcher provided in the game and adventure in the forest. Oh my god, it's not just any kind of wood, it's a stump, a purple stump. So now I can use that to level up my hatchet. Instead of chopping wood, let's go mine. Oh, what do you know here? A +1 mine, which means I can scratch off yet another box. Let me do that again. Oh, what do you know? An orange copper, and then put that towards 4 fences. This is how you enclose off a space, and then you can start putting animals in your farm like cows or sheep and even chickens that lay eggs. And lastly is fishing. This was really fun because you just take 2 dice, roll these, and then depending what you get, like for instance I rolled a black 2 and a white 1. So you look here at pond fishing to a white 1 and a black 2, you go down and this is what you catch. In this case it's some blue algae. But these actions are super connected because later on, look at this. Once you reach all the way down here for chopping, you can unlock lake fishing. And then for mining, same thing. Once you reach the bottom here mining, you can unlock grotto fishing. So you're not limited to just fishing in the pond. No. You can also fish in the lake, grotto, and river. So the rest of this game is pretty much upkeep, but there are 2 other really important things to know. First off, how do you get play interaction? Well, that comes with the neighbor bonuses. If you gain a resource that's listed on a neighbor card, you can give it to your neighbor, and it's a win-win because you gain progress for that reward, and then they can use that reward for whatever they want. And the second thing is, well, how do you build the best homestead? By getting the most points. And you do so by turning in everything that you've done. Fishing, mining, tending, all these actions will lead to further weapon upgrades, unlockable resources, and then you can use resources to score points in your cargo catalog and to also turn them in to your badges. Progression system off the charts because you get rewarded for the stronger your actions are. So each round you get to have new season objectives and new season actions. Why is Tend number 2 on my list? It's because it breaks so many barriers. I love how the sense of discovery is integrated into a board game, the fact that you get to scratch off and reveal new things each time, and it's always random, so it's always different on how you travel and how you use your actions. Plus, I love that you can play this solo and pretty much with however many players you want because everyone shares the same action pool, so it's all about how everyone competes and uses these resources the most efficiently for building out their whole ecosystem. From my plays, the game actually shares a lot more play interaction than you think because it's not just about the neighbor bonuses, but because everyone is taking their turns simultaneously, everyone gets super excited about what they're finding and what they're discovering. Oh look, I got a new copper ore that I can use to build out my rod or whatever, and everyone's always sharing like, oh my god, I found this, I found that. This game just hits so many satisfying points. If you want a cozy game, something that everyone can just relax with, I feel like 10 would be a great game for that, and I can easily see this being like a mid-weight family game that's a staple in the household. What makes this game so good that I would rank it number 1 out of every single game that I played in 2025? Bottom line, it makes players feel powerful. Like if you want to feel like a Super Saiyan in a board game, okay, that's the best way I'm going to put it because that's the best way to describe how it feels when you use these unique character feats. They are pretty much one-time use abilities that just give you full creative control to absolutely demolish and recreate and rebirth the entire playing field. That's why I love Roth so much, because it just gives every single player their spotlight moment. The goal of Roth is to dominate this playing field and being the first to get to 30 points. You do so by controlling different regions by the end of a round. On your turn, dice get rolled and you pick 1 die at a time until everyone has 2 dice. Each person also gets 1 all-seeing die. And then once everyone has 2 dice, you take a turn by spending 1 action. You can spend this die to get Cora, which is going to be the currency of the game. What do you do with that currency? You can buy elite troops, which will be stronger for you, and every single person has a different ability and different types of elite troops because they're all asymmetric. You can spend this die to deploy 2 troops to where you are. You can spend this one to deploy 2 more to your deployment zone, or you can also use this to move. And lastly, guess what the red skull does? It's going to kill 1 unit. The all-seeing die gets things a bit more interesting because now you can snipe 1 person on any part of the map, or double up on an action, or a double kill. And then there's also a big move you can take where you spend 2 dice and you can spread your troops out from one area to all adjacent areas. So I can split them all up in different regions. Whoever has the most troops in that region will score points in that area at the end of the round. That's pretty much the gist of how Roth works. So it's very straightforward, right? But that's why it's so much fun. It's crazy because I think the fun of it comes in a few key details that are easy to overlook. First off, whoever is dominating a region, if you have full control of it, no one is contesting you, you get 1 extra point. Boom! Right away, that makes you a target. So no one is ever safe. Second thing, the catch-up mechanic is amazing here because the person in last place is going to gain an extra die. Most games where you're in last place, you're like, okay, whatever, I'm last place anyway, I'm not gonna really try anymore. Not in Roth. If you're in last place, that is a big deal because with that extra die, let's say you were in Region 6 with a bunch of troops. With that extra action, now you combine that with another die, you Exodus, and you split out your troops. All of a sudden, instead of being in only Region 6, now you're also in 2 and 3 and 7. You score points for that round. You go from last place to first place. I love this game so much. I love it when games give all players a strong chance to come back until the very end. Now to be dead honest, as much as I love Roth, this is not a game that I would play with many groups because they have to be okay with losing. They have to be okay with confrontation and potential, ganging up on one target. every single time I play this game, it's been such a close race. Like there are so many tense moments, literally from the get-go. As soon as you start, you're out for blood. My absolute favorite faction, the Orcs, the Uglin, because they have this ability called Invasion for the Horde, and they just spawn out of freaking nowhere, 10 Horde, just like that. You got the archers raining down arrows on every single area on the map. The expansion faction Paldeans, you roll dice and you get a whole nother turn again with 3 more actions. But remember, these are one-time use abilities per game. And there we have it, my top 5 board games of 2025. Yet another stellar year for board games. Again, I just can't get over how many cool things you can find in our hobby. You know, every single one of these games here, you discover something new, and it just reignites my passion for game nights and just playing games and spending time with family and friends, enjoying these, fighting over these, raging over these again and again, and also just chilling with them sometimes if we have to. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. It was a blast to put together. As always, if you are not subscribed to the channel, this is what we do here. So don't forget to hit subscribe down below, and if you made it to the very, very end, Wolfpack, it is that time. Go ahead and drop some wolves in the comments below to celebrate another wonderful year in board gaming and content creation, and a strong start, hopefully, to 2026. Thank you all so much for watching. You are the best community ever. I said it. I'll say it again. See you on the next one.